All right, we're ready. We call the September 7th, 2021 workshop to order at 5:30. Mr. Jimmy, invocation, please.
Dear Lord, we come to you in prayer tonight, just thank you, dear Jesus, for this another day. Pray that you be with the ones on this board, dear Lord, and touch them and guide them in the direction you have them go. We pray for our city and our residents. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Miss Gwen is on her way, right, brother?
Yeah.
So, these were advertised, right? The
They were supposed to. Yeah.
resolution?
As far as I know, she put them on, they were on the agenda when I got the agenda, she had already made the agenda. I had only added two things at the bottom.
Okay. Is it, in order to adopt a resolution, you have to have a meeting. So, let's assume that she advertised that these were gonna be adopted tonight, so that'd be a meeting. You're actually gonna adjourn your workshop and open a special meeting to hold these public hearings and then adopt the resolutions, and then you go back to your workshop.
Okay.
These-
Open and close each one. My question is, we went through one of these at the last meeting. It was the second reading.
For a resolution?
So, 21-172. So my question is, she was supposed to advertise that they would be adopted tonight as well?
If you're gonna adopt them.
Well, it's calling for a vote, a roll call vote. So do we need to ask her before we go?
So these would have been, should have been advertised separately.
They're separate.
This schedule goes in the paper, usually.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, and she's been out sick, so I'm assuming that originally, at the start of this, it was advertised, but whether she was able to say that it would be adopted tonight, I'm not sure. So do we need to find out from her before we go forward?
I would assume that it was properly advertised at that forum.
Okay.
I believe she had, I know she was dealing with the newspaper before the last meeting, before she went, on Tuesday. But like I said, I didn't make the agenda, she did. She left it, she came yesterday and made it, and left it on the printer for me to print on.
That's why I thought it was a meeting night, because
Yeah.
you went over one
Yeah.
night. You opened and closed it, and Michelle wasn't here, and Fiction did the same thing.
But this time it's with a roll call vote on both of them.
Yes, you can't take a vote in a workshop. Like I said, normally this gets advertised in a different way than you would advertise just a normal meeting.
That was my question, is do we need to move forward with this, or do we need clarification if she did that or not?
Texting Carol at the newspaper to see if she knows to advertise.
Okay, well, we'll just wait. We're waiting on Gwen anyway. So I guess I could have waited a few more minutes before I started the meeting.
You can just skip them
Okay, yeah, we'll just move on to number 3, HSC Vernon LLC, Ms. Linda Bureau, Mr. Paul Morsico. Did I get that?
That's it.
Closed?
No, that's it. Excellent.
You can destroy his name, it's okay. Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Paul Marcinko with Jade Consulting over the civil engineer on the project. We have some site plans that we're going to pass out and just kind of, you'll look at these and we can workshop and talk about it.
These are all the
Couple
same?
more. Yes, they're all the same. Yes, they're all locked down here.
as well, if that's helpful. There you go.
And my name is Linda Byro, and I'm with the developer for the project.
So the site's located at the corner of Sapp Avenue out there, right next to Sapp Street, right at Main Street. We were looking at a commercial retail project, 12,480 square feet. We had a pre-app meeting on, let's see, August 24th with Dawn at the county. Went through kind of that process. We have a survey underway at this time. Going to start our design work after the survey is complete and make our submittals all at the same time. The county said that part of the process was to do a workshop at the city here, and then go through that whole process, and then once they have their comments resolved and approved, then we come back for final approval here at the city. So we appreciate everybody's time tonight. Look forward to any comments you might have on or questions. And we can workshop, and then we can dive right into our design in the next few weeks to get our submittals.
One of the things we're also looking at is rezoning the entire property as it is right now to commercial. And I just met with Miss Marcia Sabag, and she is agreeable to everything to have the whole property rezoned to commercial. In fact, I think Becky, she says you need to go to the house and notarize something for her.
I need to go to the house and what?
No, because I was something had to be notarized. She told me to tell you to drop
Oh,
off.
no, that's, I don't notarize anymore.
Okay, I'll let her know.
I'm just trying to get my bearings on what I'm looking at here. This is the SAP property.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this where the,
Their house is that they're currently residing in.
Barrett's house.
Yeah.
house. The whole corner there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're taking the front, what is it, 1.8 acres?
so is this part in gray here that we're looking at?
That's gonna be the actual building itself,
In the parking?
parking lot,
Okay,
and
so
then this is the building right there.
That's right.
This is the building.
Yeah, so this is
This property is
similar
not part of it.
to, that would be the overlay, so that's the building and then the parking. You just got a colored one there. So it would have, access off of SAP.
So that access is gonna be off SAP and not,
79. I don't think
79.
FDOT will allow access off of 79.
That's right. There's, as part of the widening there's a driveway that was added for that parcel that is not part of the project. And that driveway will remain, and there will not be a driveway on 79 directly to this development.
Nice to meet you, man.
It's nice to meet you too. I know, I talked to everybody on the phone. I have to come in and put names and faces together. Big help. We did also, with the county of Washington County, we are on their October 4th city planning meeting, and they will be having a neighborhood meeting on the 14th of this month and posting signs about the change of use. We filed applications with them. So that way, if anybody else in the city has any questions, we'll be able to answer those at that point too.
so at the moment, you're just asking for a land use
Yes, ma'am.
change?
Mhm.
I don't have a problem with it either, if it'll have to be voted on.
That'd be good.
Anybody have any questions for him?
I'm proud of you.
Has the property been sold?
It's under contract.
Now they're gonna come here for, rezone it commercial from residential to commercial. Babe, or is that what they do?
That's
That's what they're doing.
We're doing in their behalf.
Okay.
And then
But
also,
one-
she
yeah.
said that they were dealing with the county on that as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the county said that it would be, probably the easiest way would be to rezone the entire parcel as they own it now, as opposed to splitting it. And we have agreement from them to do so.
Is that for the 2 acres I see here?
Plus the remainder property to the west of where our parcel will be shown
We have 1.3 acres to the west that will remain.
in their possession.
I don't have a problem with it. Does anybody have any questions or anything?
I think it'd be a great idea, because I mean, that'll help Vernon grow, put jobs.
Okay, well, if nobody has anything on it, I appreciate you coming and we'll put it on the agenda for our next meeting.
And that'll be the 20th.
The 20th of September?
Yes, is our next meeting. That's the meeting where you vote.
So can it, I want to make sure the county, they were saying that we have to go through their process for approvals first and then come back for final approval with the city. What you're saying is we can go ahead and be on your next meeting?
As long as it's okay with the county, because I mean,
I think that's what so they were saying, go through their process and at some point during, have the workshop, talk to you guys and make sure everybody. was on
okay,
the
well
same-
then, if you would want to do this, if you want to follow up with the county and see when they're going to
That'd be great.
vote or anything, and then you can call the clerk or the deputy clerk back and schedule to come back here when you need us.
I think that's what we'll plan on.
Okay.
We'll make sure that everything's ironed out, the design's complete, and we got our permits in place with the county, and they've approved on their end, and then we come back for the final package here to get final approval here. Is that gonna work for everybody?
That's fine with me.
I anticipate that the 14th is the neighborhood meeting for the county, and then the planning board would be October 4th. Is when we would hope to get approval from the county.
And when did you say the meeting, once again, in public?
September 14th. And they're mailing out notices to all property owners within 500 feet. So they should be getting those in the mail, and I'll also be with you.
And do you know where the meeting's gonna be held?
It's gonna be in Chipley.
Probably at Anna. All right, well, thank you very much. Just call back and
Okay.
reschedule.
And ask Tracy and Michelle.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beautiful. All right, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you both very much.
Okay, Carol confirms that yes, it was publicly advertised. And it was the way that I thought, it's a special advertisement. So you'll just adjourn your workshop and then open a special meeting to hold those public hearings and adopt the resolution.
All right, so we're going to adjourn the workshop and open up the public hearing. I'm attending ad valorem. I now open this public hearing of the City Council of Vernon, Florida on the matter of Resolution 21-172. A resolution of the City of Vernon, Washington County, Florida, adopting the final levying of an ad valorem tax for the City of Vernon for fiscal year 2021 through 2022 and providing for an effective date. The FY 2021-2022 operating millage rate is 4.9442 mils, which is more than the rollback rate of 4.7345 by 4.43%. Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak on this resolution? Hearing none, I will now close the public hearing on the matter of Resolution 21-172. Now, question, Michelle. There's a roll call vote on this, and this is a workshop.
Well, so you've adjourned your workshop and you've now opened a special meeting just to adopt these.
Okay, so I ask for a roll call vote. Joey Brock,
Yes.
Ms. Wynn's not here. Ms. Olean's not here. Chad Jackson,
Yes.
and Becky Baxley, yes. Motion carried. Now I've got to close, okay, I'm gonna close the meeting. And open up the public hearing for Resolution 21-173. I now open this public hearing of the City Council of Vernon, Florida on the matter of Resolution 21-173. Resolution of the City of Vernon, Washington County, Florida, adopting the tentative budget for fiscal year 2021 through 2022 and providing for an effective date. Is there anyone here from the public who would like to speak as to this resolution? Hearing none, I will now close the public hearing on the matter of Resolution 21-173 and open a special meeting for a roll call vote. Joey Brock.
Yes.
Again, Ms. Wynn, nor Laura is here. Chad Jackson.
Yes.
Becky Baxley, yes. Motion carried. I'm gonna close this meeting and open back up our regular workshop. Cybersecurity issues, Randall Gardner has rescheduled for October the 4th meeting. Number 5 is the attorney hourly rate.
I'm requesting an increase in my hourly rate. I've requested this from all of my governments this year to go from $150 an hour to $175 an hour.
Yes, ma'am, we all received a letter from you on that. Does anybody have any discussion on it? I suggest it be placed on our next regular meeting agenda.
It's September 20th.
Number 6, Public Works Director computer.
We had discussed, started to discuss Jason needing a laptop. It's an inexpensive, doesn't need anything really fancy, just to be able to help better with him, take care of, like when he needs stuff, orders, he can order himself since he has the card to order with and stuff, instead of him having to come here and tell us what he needs, show us what he needs in the book. He can basically take care of his ordering himself. Also to help with his diamond maps when the work orders, it's hard to do them on the phone sometimes. A laptop would be a lot more efficient for him on size wise and getting to make sure the guys get work orders processed out properly to whoever's going to be doing them and keeping track of them. Right now he's having to do the work diamond maps on his phone. Laptop I think would be more feasible. And like I said, also for his order, take care of his own ordering and stuff, since he has to, because right now he has to come in here, we have to sit down in the book and go through and do his orders for him, because he can't order from like Blue Book and stuff on his phone.
And I'm assuming that process on the card is gonna take place as soon as the card's back.
He's actually already in possession of the credit card.
I got her Tracy's.
He's got the one that's in Tracy's name right now.
Okay.
He keeps it, for the guys get the gas, they don't come get the card to get gas and stuff.
What price is it talking about?
Just a couple $100, nothing,
Yeah.
nothing extravagant.
I think the one I got at home was like 300 something, 300.
Second question, you have used.
Yeah, I got one, my own personal one. My question is right here is that if we're taking and giving your responsibilities to him to do now, are we gonna?
No, that's not my responsibility.
My responsibility, actually.
The issue has been in the past.
Well, the problem I have is if I, like, right now, we had the blower down. All right, I had to measure the pulley. I come all the way up here to order it, and then they want something else off of it. I gotta go all the way back to the plant, get what they want, and come all the way back, and then give them what they want. It's just a lot easier if I could just do it from the plant.
The reason that we voted for the credit card in the first place is because Public Works was the only department that did not have their own card.
Yeah.
In my mind, you have an amount that you can spend
But, yeah.
anyway, but you would, if you're asking for the council to approve it, then you need to research it and
Yeah.
let us know what you want us to approve.
I mean, if it's more than 500, then, I mean, it should be more, you know, check.
That's not
I'm easy to please.
I mean, if it's less than the amount that you can spend, you don't need our approval to do it. My question is, do you have internet service down there?
Yeah. I do it in my office.
Well, I guess it's gonna depend on the research that you do. First of all, you're gonna need one that's capable of handling the diamond maps and doing what you need to do on that. So just
If it's more.
find out, and if it's more, then
Okay.
have it added to the agenda. If not,
Okay.
your Public Works director can handle it.
Well, I didn't know this was on the agenda now. I'm in lockdown, so.
Okay, does anybody else have anything on that? Just let us know before the next meeting so they can, if they need to add it to the agenda or whatever. Okay, number 8 says FRWA revenue plan was unable to make it, so that's taken off the agenda as well.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry,
Did it reschedule?
It doesn't say, it just says unable to make it.
Did they reschedule?
no, he didn't reschedule it because he doesn't know when he's available. He'll have to get back with us next week.
Okay, number 10, homecoming parade.
That's more informational.
So, on August the 15th at 1, it's gonna take the regular route from BS to 79, then over to SAP, up Dawkins to the track.
Yes, ma'am, that's what they sent me on email.
Okay, and generally, we vote on that,
Okay, I did not,
don't we?
Normally you do.
Yeah, that's what I thought, so we're gonna have to vote on that before their time, which we have time at the regular
we'll
meeting.
put it on for the 4th, I mean the 20th?
Yes, ma'am, that's our regular meeting, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the information, okay, we're on number 11, FMIT coverage proposal for the city of Vernon.
He emailed that to me today, I guess, it's just supposed to print it off and give it to y'all, so y'all can be looking it over.
This is gonna be for the
city,
next,
yeah, for the next fiscal year.
yes. And I don't suppose that you have a copy of what we have now with them.
No, ma'am, I don't. It just came late this afternoon.
Okay, does anybody have anything that they want to discuss about this?
So I personally, like working with, FMIT, and there are a lot of benefits that I don't know that y'all necessarily are taking advantage of. One of the biggest benefits that comes with that is, this is on page 6 of the proposal, the employment practices liability. They offer free, they have a hotline you can call and speak to employment attorneys about employment-related matters, and that's a huge benefit. Employment law, labor law, these are really, really specialized areas, and that knowledge and that helpline is invaluable.
So put it on the agenda for the next meeting on the 20th. Does anybody else have anything on this? Number 12 is, we all should have an update on the GPR estimate from Mr. Cook. The one that we received at the last meeting is out of date, so we've been provided with an updated version. And it's still, it's just $1,000 difference. It went from $12,850 to $13,850. And at the last meeting, we asked for it to be put on the agenda for our next regular meeting. I say the same. Is that all right with the rest of council? Okay, and the last thing on the agenda is, public participation, Mr. Gary Owens.
Yeah. I know you need to bring this up with junk. Where we at on cleaning all this junk up? We got around 18 abandoned houses and trailers that are grown up. We got junk on the street, and we got people parking in the street. Are we going to do anything about it?
We're gonna have to do something about it. I mean, we gotta, I'm like you, I've rode around and looked at some of the abandoned houses. I know of 10, I don't know where the other ones are.
I know where they all at. I would like the city to start doing something. There's a good group of people that's come to me. I don't know why they just don't come up here. But if somebody don't do something, start doing something, it's all gonna be documented. It'll be put in the paper. You know what I said? There's a pile of good people here. A pile of good people. It is hurting some people's property values. And it needs to stop.
And I know some of you talking about Gary, because they've been to me, and we've been short-handed, and it ain't been brought up. Chad knows some of it too, but the problem I have with the city is, you know, we get on the issue, and we're gonna continue on the issue, and it don't get done. And that's a lot of the problem with, my concern with the city. Like the cemetery issue's been on it 3 years, and we ain't got the fence up yet, so, it's been approved, and it's just continued on. But, I know, me and Chad been around, as council members, there's a lot of things, and there's hazards. You know, it could easily be a lawsuit against the city, and, it does. We got ordinances on, it's got to be taken care of.
Before I left the council, me and we'd been to two county commission meetings, and they had agreed to work with us. Did we ever get any further on that?
I know that myself and the mayor met with Mr. Trey Hawkins. I don't know, it's been a few months back, and we discussed that. We met with him and another gentleman, I can't recall his name right now, I'm trying to work out code enforcement and the animal control. Now, the animal control, we've kind of taken that on ourselves, and we haven't, when we came back, it was suggested that the way things were with them right now with the county, it was a big expense, and they were having issues, and so we discussed it, but we've not moved forward with it. So yes, we need to go back to.
It needs to be moved forward. There's some people taking advantage of some of it. And there are people paying taxes on these roads. They need to stop. Some of the prettiest roads in Vernon are now the worst. Just a fact. I know because I used to live in that area. I was raised over there. Any way I can help with the county, I will. I just want to bring that to y'all's attention, but it's not going to slack up.
It's not going nowhere, that's for sure.
No, I'm not going to slack up. Something's got to be done. Some people are taking hits on selling property. You got people come in and look at houses, then they ride around the block and see that. 2 houses in my neighborhood just sold, but they go around to look at that. They get aggravated, but they want to live here. But nobody should be living in that mess. That's all I got.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Owens.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything?
Y'all all know about Mama, right? Okay, I just wanna make sure. I've kinda told what I could.
Have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Meeting adjourned.